Ladies and gentlemen, the Adult Baby Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast, episode 58. Carl Banks, I am B.
And I'm Chic.
And I'm Chris.
You gonna do that every time now with the numbers?
I've been doing it.
I think
man,
he has
since
to.
LT.
But we do have a special guest. We'll let Chris
Special guest,
introduce
man.
him.
I don't know if you guys remember from the last podcast that B and I did. Welcome Diesel.
Yeah, man, I'm back. It's
Big
fucking
Daddy
great.
Diesel,
Big
how
Daddy
you doing,
Diesel.
buddy?
Great to be behind the mic again. It's hilarious. Great to have a beer in my hand again.
It's good. It's good
Great
to have
a
you.
beer
Yeah, I
in his
usually
hand
don't
again.
like waiting 6 hours between beers, but work
there
gets
you
in
go.
between there.
There you go. That sounds like a
God.
problem.
It's like
a
the only reason-
fast track to
Yeah,
alcoholism.
it's ridiculous. It's the only way to work part time. Full time is ridiculous. 8 hours a day.
Man, I love a drink myself, but that's a little too much for me.
Yeah, you need a little bit of a break, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. You got to sleep.
That's
I'm not
true.
a madman. I go to bed at 9, wake up at 6. You know.
So Diesel was what, a reoccurring guest on the Bunch of Savages podcast?
He
with
was
you
there
guys?
before me.
No, I
Oh,
was.
he was a host.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
there
one of
you
the
go.
original. Yeah, me and Chris's idea, and
Had
we,
some
yeah.
stories.
How did that start?
Yeah, how did that start?
We just started. Actually, that setup that you guys were recording Thrones with.
Yes.
We just had 2 mics and we did like
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you
Well,
off.
we did
I've been
like a
out of the game for a
variety
minute.
and
did a variety
we did
show?
Yeah, man, we did like an hour with like all of our friends in one room, and we made like games up and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like people would have to leave, and like we'd have contests to see who can answer the most questions and stuff like
Gotcha.
that. And that lasted 1 episode, and then everybody else wanted to stop doing it, but him and I just kept.
Yeah, but there was a lot of people. You know, it was one of those things that Chris put in the group chat. And he was like, "Hey, got these mics, thinking about doing like this podcast." And like I got behind it. I went and bought a freaking mic, whatever, and we were gonna fucking set it up. And it was like 6 of us in my small ass living room of part of my room, and like none of us had any idea what we were doing. After like going back, all you could pretty much hear is like me and Chris's voice. Because we thought, like, back in the day, like, oh, passing the mic or, like, talking
Would
in
be a
between
good idea.
would be a
It's
great
not so
idea.
much.
Yeah, so there's, like, I'll say a joke, and it'll be, like, a fucking knock-knock joke that nobody answered because nobody fucking heard the response. So, yeah, so,
So
it
that
was,
didn't work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that might have been.
it was a cool thing.
Doing
and
knock
we had
knock
a lot
jokes
of
on a
fun with it.
podcast might have been the first problem. Knock knock, who's there? Unsubscribe.
Well, yeah,
That
the
was
problem
great.
is saying knock-knock and waiting for the fans to answer because God knows that takes forever.
Especially when nobody's listening.
Oh, yeah, it's to be announced.
When it's just the people who are in the room are
Yeah.
re-listening to the show. We've been
Exactly.
there.
yeah, when you gotta, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that's basically the domino effect to how we started.
Yeah.
If they don't start, you don't go on him. I don't get invited on
I
to
feel
Bunch
like
of
you
Savages.
were
Yeah, I missed
hassling
that
me about
episode.
a podcast
I missed that
before I was
episode,
even
yeah.
doing that though.
It's possible.
Because you were like, we should do something.
We should do something. I didn't know what, but we should do something.
We should get up and just move.
Once I started doing comedy, I heard from him a lot more. He's like, come on, we
saw
should
opportunity.
probably do something. Nigga.
He
Let's
saw
do it."
someone
Yeah.
who's gonna make it rich.
Trying to ride the coattails, somebody doing
He
something.
dug his claws in me, and now I'm stuck with him.
But that really is almost how we started. I mean, if you think about it.
It's pretty close.
Chick was
yeah.
our top viewed guest.
That's right.
Ooh,
old
and
I'm
that's-
pretty sure I missed that episode, right?
You weren't. You were not there. It was just them two by the time I got on there.
Yeah.
Or at least for that
I think-
episode.
I think I just missed the episodes. I think I did come back.
Yeah. No, but that was crazy. That was Chick's podcast.
But I've been hearing about Diesel, so it's nice to finally meet you, Diesel.
Well, we have met before. We
But
just
I
got
mean,
so fucked up when we
I
did.
don't even remember it too much. But I remembered your face. But he told us we were going to have somebody else on today. And when I walked
Yeah,
in,
fuckface,
you're
backed out.
significantly
No,
bigger
I'm
than the next person.
Jesus Christ.
Don't cough in.
This is going to be one hell of an episode.
It's like smoked out in here right now. It's
yeah.
Chronic
Do we have
2000
a
in
cough
this,
button for Diesel?
in this podcast.
There should
I
100%
just- I
be a
gotta-
U for
yeah,
when I
I'm-
start coughing.
I'm
Yeah.
doing that as we speak.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is
Beans
gonna...
is going to get a contact
Yeah.
high this episode and totally lose his shit.
No,
Oh, yeah.
but a story that you might remember, and I got this weird memory for stories. First time I ever met Jack, we were at a bar watching a comedy show, and he was telling me how his dad's a fucking man, bro. And I was like, fuck his dad the man? Like, whatever. I was like,
Talking about me?
yeah, that's what you
Chick
all
said
right,
that,
all right.
Chick?
Yeah, Chick's like, yo,
I mean, my dad is the man, but hey, I hope he's listening.
Yeah,
See,
he
Dad,
goes,
I do
he
talk
goes,
good
my
about
dad,
you.
He goes, my dad's the man, bro. And I was like, yo, what's up? Like, because and he goes, oh, so like I had a clip or two in my ashtray in my car. And I thought my dad threw it out, but he fished it out of the
I
garbage.
remember this story.
And he saved me my clips. And I said,
That's
if I had a dad who saved me my weed,
Yeah.
bro, I wouldn't
That's
have all
because
the
he knows
issues
how
I
broke
have.
I am, and he was
Yeah.
saving me from it.
Yeah. He's like,
That
I'm
is
going to
pretty
pay
cool.
for this eventually.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, exactly. He goes, insurance,
I was
rent,
wondering
fuck
where
it.
we were going with that. I'm like, what did I say
Yeah.
about him?
Yeah,
But
you didn't know
see,
if it was going to make a weird turn.
That actually, I do remember. This is actually all coming back to me now.
This was
I do,
at
I remember weird
Revolution in
stories.
Amityville?
Yes.
This was at that show.
This is where I roasted myself, right?
That I knew there was one,
Yeah.
so it had to be some sort of
well,
show.
I know there was like, I was probably, Nick Labrisi was on that too, right?
It sure was.
Isn't that the one where he did extremely well and like his opponent didn't? Like the guy froze up or
Yeah,
something?
so it was
Yes.
it was a roast battle. And so there was like a few people roasting. Nick Labrisi was one of them. I forget who else was on there. Yeah, Nick did great. Nick did great that night. I don't remember.
Yeah, no,
I'm sure.
and that
I'm
one
sure.
guy using freaking props, man. It was like
I don't
the whole
remember
thing was
that.
set
There
up.
was a guy with, and I
you know
remember
what? The
that
prop
we
guy
talked
was
about
kinda
the
funny.
prop guy.
Yeah.
There was a dude who
Trying to
brought
think
out
of his
props,
name,
and he was kind of like a he was like
He
a,
was like
a
nerdy.
sorry
He was like a
attempt
nerdy
at Carrot
kid.
Top.
Yeah. You know who he reminded me of? Anyone seen Ned Declassified?
Yes.
He looked like that.
would not
I've
Never
have
seen that. Yeah, I was just gonna
the-
say that one
and
went
the
right
age
over
gap
my
just
head.
kicked in.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well,
Well,
why do you think prop comedy is off limits, except for Carrot Top?
Because it's awful.
Because it's very hard to pull off.
I
not
I don't know. I
funny,
get
though.
behind Chic. No, it is. It's
Have
really
you
hard to
seen
pull off.
Carrot
'Cause
Top?
it comes off.
Carrot
comes off
Top
tacky.
isn't. Carrot Top's very good at what he does. But
That's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying. It's very
it's
hard
hard
to
to
pull
But he
off.
coined it. But then if you screw it up, then you come off as tacky.
You look
You
like
know
an
what I
idiot.
mean? Yeah,
too.
you look like an idiot. Yeah,
Well, I
you're
think
not.
I think the fact that you need props to be funny is something to be like. There's something going on, but
yeah, it's like what
it's
you
hard
can't write
to
a
pull
joke.
off.
You have to like.
Yeah, it
go
is very
for-
hard.
I don't
But the
know.
guy.
I
we
mean, they're
saw
still
killed
writing
it.
jokes with it. No, I mean,
Well, they're
It's
writing
there has
jokes
to be
with,
some
like,
sort of a
It's,
routine.
it's like leaning heavy on
Just a gimmick.
So what do you guys feel about using a prop and like a signature joke? Like you say a freaking joke and the money falls out
Adam
of your pocket.
Sandler bringing out his guitar to sing songs.
Yeah, like exactly. Like
That's a
his
little
shtick,
different.
You
If
know
you
what
have
I
a
mean?
whole- you can
But
do-
even you have your thing, like when the chicken comes out, some joke. The chicken comes out, he's about to say some racist shit. You know,
I think that guy should.
Right.
I think that's should quit.
that's the running joke.
Why,
He throws
there's
a
somebody who
freaking
does
chicken,
that?
You know, he's gonna drop an
if somebody
N-bomb.
did
Oh,
that.
I was gonna say no. Yeah, that I don't know if I like, but like Adam Sandler,
just
who
like the idea of
will
you.
bring out his guitar to do part of his routine, I think is.
Yeah, but he also does something very different than like regular stand-up.
I guess you're right.
He's got his own thing.
Guitar comedy is tough too. A lot of people, but there's like this comedian Nick Thune who I think is hilarious, and he does great with just bringing him and a guitar on stage. But he's even
Now,
trying
does
to
he
get away.
sing?
Well, that's
Does he
good.
talk? Like
He
what is?
talks, and then he's sort of like strum the guitar slowly.
So he's not really like.
He's not doing songs.
Okay, all right.
Adam Sandler does songs very well. Like
Yeah,
but,
he's
like,
good.
It's hard to do that stuff.
He did a song about what was the comedian, a little bigger guy. He's
Kevin
on
James.
Tommy Boy.
I don't know.
You talking about Chris Farley?
Chris Farley.
Oh,
No, but,
God.
Oh my God!
You might have
come
to get
on.
kicked out right now.
Listen.
for saying
I'm very
that
bad.
guy.
That
I'm
guy,
very
that guy,
bad at
the
names.
bigger
Chris Farley is
guy.
a legend.
Chris
No,
Farley is a
he
legend.
is amazing.
Come on,
Some
we got to put
respect
you in
on
your
his
place
name.
for
Yeah,
that. Show some fucking respect on that
The
person.
man is phenomenal. I am horrific with names.
Well, that,
But
I thought you said you were great with names.
I'm great with stories.
did walk in.
No, I
Alright,
said I'm great with stories, names.
All right.
You know what I mean? When you said your name was Tom, I'm like, I swear to God, his name was Chick.
You would have been right.
did you think his first name was Chick? Like Chick Hearn?
No, I thought his name was like short for like Chick Magnet or something. You know?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Listen, this is a podcast.
That is also
Listen,
true.
Wait, is YouTube
That's
a thing
just
yet,
not
or
what
are we
it's
just
from.
doing the podcast?
No video, but YouTube.
Good, so they don't need to know. Yeah, we have 3 Zac
He loves your
Efron
comedy.
and Kevin Hart sitting in with us.
Oh,
I think he's a handsome man.
But so what about Chris Farley though? I want to hear what you.
No,
going
but
on.
what
Adam
we say?
Sandler on the SNL skit, he
Oh, yeah.
created the song, whatever. So no, that's one of his accolades or whatever, and it was a really, really good song. You see the YouTube video? What he did the SNL tribute.
Yeah,
I
no,
actually
know
didn't
exactly
see that.
what you're
Was it
talking
it was
about.
great.
But no, absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, talking about Tommy Boy, that's a fucking great movie.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
Don't try and get on the
Don't
Chris
try to-
Farley wagon
don't
now
try
after
to-
you didn't know who he was.
Now I
That's like
love
jumping on the
I
Patriots
love
a minute
Farley
late.
from his Saturday Night Live stuff, but his movies are great too. I mean,
everybody loves him
I
from
just
Saturday
fucking
Night.
had-
SNL. That was like when I would watch it religiously. So that's where I love Farley from. I love that guy.
Chris
but anyway.
Farley is. But you know what's funny? I never seen. Did he ever do much stand up?
No, he wasn't a stand-up.
But did he?
Yeah, I don't-
No, I thought he did some.
No.
Nothing.
So he was a guy that maybe we shouldn't smoke pot, Diesel.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it's not going to look good for us if you die on the episode. We already have one liability with.
Yeah, but I could hold it in a little bit.
that
This
cough
guy's
is-
hacking up.
that's a lot,
That
dude.
cough is
Do you know how many
vicious.
people have just stopped listening to
Even
this
the
podcast?
mute is not working.
He's trying to drown out his mic when he coughs. Yeah, well,
I have,
all right, we'll
I
stop,
have been
we'll
a
stop.
notorious.
Jesus Christ.
We'll take a quick break.
A break.
Half an hour break.
All right, this podcast has gone off the rails.
This is not a train, sir.
It just started.
Yo, did you hear about like the Mets player?
First of
or
all,
whatever
are
that
you
broke
interviewing
all
us?
This is mine. This is my podcast.
Yeah, all right.
now. Welcome to Diesel.
Why don't Diesel start his own podcast?
No, this is Diesel tonight
Jesus
at the
Christ.
24-hour gas station.
Diesel, what are you doing over there?
What's going on?
Because I'm talking
You
to my
have-
editor. We're changing the name of this podcast.
Words are just falling out of your mouth. Not much is making sense, but we're trying to attach
So
some.
yeah, we're trying to put together.
No, so I heard-
I don't even know where to go.
Like, you understand? People listening are just like, what?
There's a lot being thrown at the wall. We got to take it one topic at a time.
Yeah, so this Mets article, right?
So we're going
Mets
to a Mets
article.
article.
What about
we,
Farley?
Now,
We were
Chic,
just
side
talking
note,
about Chris
Chic,
Chris
Farley.
Farley's in the past. He's passed away. Rest
You
in
have
peace.
ADD issues. Oh my God,
Gotta keep the train going, man, or the train stops.
the train's
Well,
going. We
I'll
gotta-
be honest. The train has stopped a while ago.
It might have took a different direction, not
No.
not our original destination.
So what about the Mets?
Oh yeah, so some dude broke his ankles or something.
Oh my God! I thought you. Okay, so now we're doing
we need to-
an injury report
we need
for
to
the
reel this in
baseball.
for a second.
Yeah, no, I thought I heard
What
that
he's
recently.
talking about is Yoenis Cespedes.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. I heard
Why
Now
not?
I'm getting
Hey.
high. I think.
Yeah, everybody knows what you're talking about. I know this was an injury report.
Well, that's all I know
Yeah,
is
he
injury.
hurt himself.
He sees that I'm wearing a Mets shirt, so yes, Yoenis
So
Cespedes,
those Mets, they played, huh?
who has not been playing
Hey,
at all
they're
this
from New
season,
York, right?
has also got injured again,
Yeah.
and now he's broke his ankle.
So I got a question for you guys. If you're driving around, you did you graduate college? Anybody? Yeah.
Yeah, technically.
I didn't. Nope.
All right. So
Technically, halfway.
It's amazing that
I
you're
got
the one who
associates.
graduated out of this group.
I know.
Oh, you graduated?
What? Yeah, of course. I'm, okay.
well,
Yes,
of course.
I'm a genius.
No, I never
Yeah, of course.
graduated. I
wait, where? You didn't, or yes, you did?
no, I didn't graduate.
Oh, all
I
right.
graduated high school.
Oh.
I have I went to a lot of colleges.
So
but
did I.
I went to two.
yeah.
Me and B combined have probably been to
Doesn't
about 10
matter. Yeah,
colleges.
we've gone to 10 colleges in three different
I
states.
visited some colleges.
Just got a lot of college T-shirts.
So anyway, what do you guys think about this? I'm driving around on Saturday. It was college graduation day.
Okay.
So I'm driving around at work, and I drive around in a truck now. I don't want to get too much into what my job is, but I drive around in a truck. I start passing all these colleges. I see people taking pictures outside. I decide what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat my horn at people taking pictures, give them a little congrats, right? What do you guys think about that?
I think it might be, at first, people probably think you're an asshole.
Because you're disturbing
if
them.
if
But
your
it's like
horn said congrats, that would
Yeah,
be
it
cool.
wasn't
Yeah.
like "Arrgh." It was like a little teet like congrats.
But do they see you in there and your
if you could be
happiness?
like,
Like, are you
"Hey,
putting a
yo,
wave
yeah,
out
yeah,
there?
Yeah.
I mean,
throw a
I
hand
get
out the
it.
window.
It's a nice thing to do, but I think it's probably most of the time you did it, probably people think you're an obnoxious
Yeah.
asshole.
Think about if you drove
Yeah.
past a funeral and go, Hong Kong, sorry. Like,
That's completely different.
that is.
How does that even relate?
you're trying to
Graduation
You're,
and-
you're trying to use honks to convey an emotion, which it can't. So there's my point.
No, that makes no sense.
But honks do
I a little bit
portray an emotion because they're usually anger.
All
Well,
right,
that's the thing.
fair.
Like, I
Okay,
don't
so
know
you'd
if
be
I would do
angry
that
at
to
a
a
funeral.
graduation.
That I think it might just get portrayed as anger at
But
first.
why? What is the anger?
Because honk at first is
angry.
move out of the way, you're annoying me, something
no,
negative.
no.
It's usually negative.
Or
yeah,
like,
you don't
I'm
say
going to fuck
hi.
up your picture type of
No. Well, it's not a sound. It's not a video. All right. So there is an anger in a honk, but it's a deep honk. It's like a.
See, I think a honk is a honk is a honk.
No, there
Yeah,
can
I'm
be,
with Chick on that.
Not
I
at
don't
all.
like
There,
that.
have you ever been behind somebody and you want to give them a little nice honk?
Yeah,
like,
quick little honk
Yeah,
to let
but
them
it-
know,
that-
but it's still a honk.
It's still...
that,
It's like, hey, buddy.
Still a little
If that's
aggressive.
rude, then you know.
I don't think it's rude.
I-
No,
I
it's
think
not rude, but
really
it's not like...
Sometimes
oh,
it's great. It's you need to do it. It's warranted, but it's still an angry
All
and,
right.
and a
I don't-
impatient
I,
thing.
I look if people were driving past me and there's stuff going on and I get a little honk, I know it's like, hey, there, good job.
I was just gonna
Don't
say,
you get
at
mad?
this point, sometimes
No.
people are looking for a honk. You ever see like, okay, after 9/11, I'll never forget this. I know it's a touchy thing to add to, but people were standing outside with their candlelight vigils and with American
And you'd
flags, and people were honking, and there was like a lot of patriotism going.
100%.
All right. That's
So
fine.
I get it. I just think that was something that was kind of world known. It was like an unwritten, you know what? At the
All right.
time,
Okay.
Like the
What
I think a
parking lot.
graduation honk is a little.
Yeah, like the public
I-
knew about it.
You know,
but
it's
that's
one of
what
those
it
things
was.
like when you're in a parking lot after a sports game and everyone's honking,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like it's a known thing. But if you're just one guy in a truck honking it,
Okay. Well, I
College
remember
graduates.
playing like wiffle ball growing up, and some guy, like an older guy, would come by and be like,
That's
like,
a pedophile.
Yeah. Like, you
That's
know,
a pedophile.
no, that's not pedophile.
Wait, like you're playing and he's like,
I've
"Hey,
never heard the
boys."
honk at a wiffle ball
I've
game.
never heard that. either.
I, like on my front yard, people
Hey,
would pass,
kids. Did they not
people would
whistle
pass all the
afterwards?
time.
Like-
If I was wearing like a Yankee jersey, I get a little honk. I don't know, something that I grew up getting a lot.
Unless there's a honk and a visual that I see the person
visual is
honking
different.
and that.
I was
Visual
also
is
doing
key.
like the little fist.
So then
bump.
maybe
visual is key.
maybe it was something that I'm picturing it worse than it was.
Okay.
Like, could they see
Maybe you're
you,
right.
you know?
Because the response I got was total confusion.
Exactly. Nobody
it is
understood
confusing.
why.
Everybody was like looking at
They
me.
probably thought you were honking at someone they knew.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like trying to get
they're
the
like,
attention
"Oh,
of somebody I
Brendan,
know.
right?"
But I was like, you know what? Let me give these guys like a congrats. It's a congrats honk. I don't know.
It
I
was a
think that's
mean.
totally
it wasn't
fine.
a mean spirited.
There was no
honk,
mean-
but
there
it was. I told you that's that's a confusing honk.
You know, it's not mean. A honk is you could do a gentle honk where you hit with your fist like a boop boop, like a quick little, and that's what it
Let 'em
was.
know
It
you're
wasn't loud. I went, but I would every time I look in my rearview mirror, a look of confusion, not mad, not anger, confusion. So now I'm driving
Yeah,
down.
like what the fuck is that guy honking about?
But that's
Maybe.
exactly what they should. I think that's the proper response for the
Alright.
situation that was you.
Maybe you're right.
You brought up.
Maybe you're right.
You know, I think it's about how you feel at that point because you're
I
not getting
felt-
that confirmation. You can be,
Listen.
oh, I did something good and leave it at that.
Yeah,
I
you're never gonna
felt-
talk to
Well, you
them.
didn't do
Yeah.
anything wrong. I just think it got confused.
I felt like I was giving them a congratulations honk. Good job.
What college was it, SUNY?
I passed Hofstra.
So this was a few.
Yeah, I did.
no,
three
you
times.
did this multiple. This
So
is
you're
like
a
I
serial
know you said
honker.
you
A
see in
serial
college, but I
offense.
thought you did this at once.
Hofstra.
And you got a confused look at
Adelphi
everyone.
And Malloy.
it was never a good
Hofstra, Delphi, Malloy.
And you got? Did you get the confused look at everyone?
Yes.
So at what point don't you stop?
Well,
Yeah, right? Like, they still confused. Maybe another one will get
Right,
it.
your third one, and you're like, huh?
I
What
feel
if
like
they
2
talk
was
to
the
group
max.
well, here's where I'll wrap it all up because something happened after this.
Oh, all right.
So now I'm driving. This is about 20 minutes later. No, probably 15 minutes later. I'm driving and I get a call from my company, and they go, Brendan. Now I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to speak too much about what I do, but there was chickens on my, not live chickens, but dead chickens on my truck. Okay, I was delivering chickens.
Oh.
You know like chicken
Yeah.
wings
Yeah.
Chicken,
and
all
other.
right.
We get it. I'm waiting for the
Yeah,
point.
thighs, meat, yeah.
They complained about you.
No, so I get a call, and they go,
They didn't kill one.
somebody said they found chickens on the street.
So you made it turn hot.
Turns out, I was driving, and my side door opened, and I dropped chicken wings all over Hempstead
Holy
Turnpike.
shit.
Oh, but this wasn't at the college.
Wasn't at the colleges, but it was
Wait,
right before.
so
That would have been worse if you honked and at that time the door was spitting out chicken.
well, I don't know when.
Yeah.
I
Then you're
lo-
just drawing all types of attention. to yourself.
Wait, so do you think that
would've been
somebody
nicer
picked
than
up
at
the
least
chicken wings, looked at the label, like, let me tell the company? Or
yeah,
they,
that's exactly what happened.
Or they saw like the truck. Is there like a number on the truck?
Yeah, but they didn't see the truck. So
Oh, so somebody literally picked up the chickens, like, let me help this guy out. Called
they
up there.
found. I dropped a couple of boxes. I don't know, but now I'm thinking I'm driving past them. I'm beeping at them, and maybe the confusion is because they see a truck driving with the door flapping open.
How do you not know the
And
door
chick-
is open though? Like,
you
is there a
don't hear this?
blockade?
Yeah.
From
You don't
between
hear
you
it.
still
Well,
working at this
and
job?
it was. Yeah, I am.
Oh, goodness.
The other thing was I got to my next place and the door had slammed shut, so it wasn't like it was opened that much.
Only you.
So now I know
Was there a lot of chicken wings?
Wait, so
it was a box. The guy when I went back, there was like a supermarket. Now
I would have just ate those chicken wings.
no, because they were all over the street.
you would have found street chicken wings.
I'm assuming
and
they're
just eat-
frozen
I
and
would
packaged.
100% eating street chicken.
Yeah, they
wings.
weren't frozen, but they're packaged.
Oh, all right.
Oh yeah,
And,
see,
like,
that's even
That's
better.
a fucking
yeah.
mess
Like a-
all over the place.
but
though.
a
If you
big-
see a Tyson box, you're gonna eat it. You know.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you don't pick it up
you
out
would
of the
pick
street.
up raw chicken on
I'm not
Hempstead
surprised.
Turnpike.
Oh, it's
I'm-
not packaged. Like you just said, it's packaged.
It was packaged, but when it falls off a truck,
then no, I don't-
it
I'm not gonna-
explodes.
I'm
He
not
just
like,
said
oh,
if he saw
5
a
second
Tyson
rule.
package on the street, he'd pick it up.
100%.
First of all, that's gross in itself.
That is gross.
Like out there in the,
The
sun.
chicken nugget box.
Yeah, but how do you know how long it's been there?
Well, I'm
like,
gonna feel it. I'm
I
gonna
am
analyze the
completely
box.
not surprised
If there's
at
ants
all
and shit,
by
I'm
your
like,
answer.
you
That's
know.
That's
disgusting, Diesel.
Yeah, I
That's
totally start with my brothers. Though. I'd feed them lunch first. And
Now
see
you
how
said
it
a
worked
lot
out.
of disturbing things on this podcast. That might have been the number one disturbing.
No way. No shot.
might have
No.
That was pretty fucking
done
I would
disturbing.
I've
pick
said
it up,
And
and
you're
feel
like
it.
100% all about it. That's what I love.
Yeah,
No, he'd
I'm on
probably
top.
do it. Yeah.
I'm still on board.
If anybody's listening and you have a picture in your head of what Diesel looks like, that he's 100%
Yeah.
what you
He
think.
looks like a guy that
The
would
guy who would pick up a Tyson. If it's sealed, it's
By the way,
nice.
You act like you know how to. I'm sure
He's
you
done
don't know
this
how to
before.
cook.
Oh, I do. I'm a
Oh,
really
do
good
you?
cook.
I'm not,
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if
I'm
you
a
could
good cook.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't like
You're right.
cleaning up afterwards, but like I could cook it.
Right.
When you say you can cook it, what can you cook?
Bro, I made this
Because I want to hear what you talk about.
cheeseburger like melt in a hero. So I got I got myself my bread, made myself a garlic bread with mozzarella cheese. And I got freaking ground beef.
Freaking.
No,
Yo, not
That's
ground
the
beef.
international
Not ground
word for I don't know
Ground
what I'm about to
beef,
say
you gotta
next.
season that
I got
shit.
mozzarella, freaking ground beef, freaking.
That's
melted
amazing
it.
to me.
Ba-boom.
oh, fucking bada bing.
Yeah.
So I
By
put
the way,
cheese on
you-
that bitch.
If a real chef were to hear you say, "Yeah, I cook," and then you talk about just putting ground beef and mozzarella,
have a
I
heart
was
attack.
waiting for him to say some like fucking meal, and it's
Yeah,
a
what do you-
Oh
burger.
yeah, like chicken parm with a little
Chicken
sauce.
carbonara.
But that's what I'm saying. Can you make chicken
Oh, I can,
parm?
yeah,
Can
I
you
can do
cook
that,
like
yeah.
that, or are we talking
Yeah.
barbecue?
I could do. No, I could
Do you know
both.
what? Do you know what al dente means?
Yeah, it's either the one that's too soft or too hard, right? I'm not gonna make to order. I'm just gonna make some shit. You're gonna eat it or not.
I'll tell you right now, the answer is not.
Yeah, right. I'm not gonna lie.
you're
Chances
gonna
are,
eat
if
it
he
and
made
not-
something, I would probably. eat
It's
it.
probably.
You know I'm weird with
There's
food.
I
one
know,
thing
but
that I
he
do
probably
make.
knows what's good.
Yeah,
I'll
but
give him
also,
that.
You're
I'm-
also
you're not-
just
I'm-
too nice to
Do
say
you
no.
wash your hands while you cook? Because you look like you
100%.
don't.
No, I have to. That's like a little weird for me. I have like before I can't.
I just had to ask.
Because like you
That's
touching
the
meat
one
and shit,
thing.
Like, yeah.
I am like obsessive with people who are actually preparing the foods. I will watch them and
Oh,
see
By the
if
way, you
they're
have
clean.
to go under the fingernails too.
Oh, you got to
soak-
get the yeah.
Dude, I soak my romaine lettuce in ice water before I even. I'm telling you, it makes the difference. When I do tacos,
Do you find
and a lettuce
romaine
Soak
lettuce on the
romaine
street?
lettuce in
yeah,
ice
you
water.
take it. I'm telling you, it'll
What
change your life.
I
difference does it
love.
make?
It's crunchier and like every bite feels like a glass of water. It's delicious.
I love how you take raw chicken from the street, but then you take your romaine lettuce and you
Well, I
soak it in
told you
ice
That is
I
water.
one of
told
the
you that the
bougiest
chicken-
ways to prepare
Yeah.
the chicken,
romaine
bro.
lettuce.
I'd feed my
Do you
brothers.
massage
I'd feed
the
my brothers
dirty chicken too?
Well, the dirty chicken would go to my brothers. So yeah, no.
Oh.
You piece of shit. You piece of shit.
Oh, and they'll listen and they'll be like, "Yeah, he do that."
Jesus Christ.
How much older are you?
I'm 8 years. How many are you?
I'm 7. And
I'm
our,
What does he
seven.
have to do with you?
our brothers are the
Are
same
you guys
age.
Oh,
brothers?
our brothers are the same age.
Our brothers are
Oh
the same
God!
age.
That's how that
Are you
made
like the
sense.
one who he has to walk around with most of his life just to like get him through the day? That's what it seems like. You're David Spade and he's Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't put-
Minus
wanna
the
die.
talent.
By the way, we've
Subtract the talent.
I
disrespected
don't
we've
wanna die.
disrespected Chris Farley twice now on the show.
We're going to hell.
Subtract the talent.
How dare you?
Here.
All right. What else? is
So
going-
what happened when you're? I'm sorry to.
So I had to go back to the place. So there was the place I found it was actually a like a supermarket, and the guy used to work for my company, so he knew the label.
That was interesting.
And
Convenient.
the chicken was obviously couldn't go anymore, but they were
Does that
able
come
to
out of
salvage-
your check?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I looked at it. It wasn't
Was
super
the guy
expensive.
happy about with you?
What, the people at work?
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't super pumped that I dropped chicken.
Well, I just
Really?
wanna know-
first
way
day
to
you
go,
killed
Brendan.
it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
there's some
brother.
people who are like, fuck it happens,
Yeah.
and then there's some
Yeah,
people
no,
who
they-
are like, you're an asshole. How did
No,
that
like,
happen?
Like, were they like laughing about it? Like, ah, dumbass.
I don't think they were laughing because it cost them some money, but no, it wasn't what I dropped wasn't expensive, and the expensive stuff was able to stay on the truck. Thank God. So
My job's starting to go good right now.
yeah, what's going on with your job?
I mean, nothing. Just deals are starting to be made.
Deals are made.
Yeah,
are made.
I'm a salesman.
People
so
buying
deals-
copy machines.
Yeah, just
baby.
I'm hoping my commissions start coming in. So
Nice.
chicks,
I like that.
hopefully,
Deals are being made. I actually
I'll
got
be
a raise
moving
this week,
on
too.
bigger, better
Nice.
things.
Congrats.
Look at
I
that.
started pharmacy teching.
Wow,
So-
good for you, bud.
Can add that to the,
I'm in charge
the
of your
list.
pills.
There you go.
Oh, I
Nice.
can't
This
wait.
could be.
Can I get some Tylenol? Wink, wink.
Absolutely not.
How about a sedative, Chris? Can we give him a sedative?
That I'll give 'em.
Can we just get a party bowl? Can we just throw a bunch of random ones in there?
Whatever you give him, just give him as much as you can.
Yeah, give me those. Give me
Oh,
those
dude,
sleepy pills.
I handle drugs very well.
I don't know though, because you were just smoking a little bit of pot, and I thought you were gonna die in my garage.
He coughs
Yeah,
like that.
I
but
cough
this guy
like that,
takes
but-
edibles
I'm
like
guilty
it's
of
a
hacking
job.
up
Like,
lungs.
I smoke
B
every day.
knows
Yeah,
I do
That,
it, but,
that was some of the worst.
but
I've
like
ever heard.
I'm in here and I can smoke and not
I
fucking
know-
sound
You
like
know
it.
what?
On
I
the
wish
ra-
we
on the
were on
radio.
video though, so they could see his body reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's me. It's because I'm trying to like to keep it in.
chair, the
But,
screws on the chair
I've always
loosened up
been.
from all that.
Are you an athlete much?
100%.
An athlete
Gotta go
much?
for a fucking run after this.
No, but do you like? Do you play football?
Oh no,
anything?
yeah, I play football. And no, I've done a bunch of sports, but
What does that mean? Like,
That means
No,
a bunch.
that is-
You know
no,
exactly
I,
what that means. I've done a
well,
bunch.
I
of
just want to know what I'm
sports.
talking
I
about.
did
here.
lacrosse for a year. I did soccer for like 4 when I was younger. I did football for 3. I
Later
was on a
years
golf
football
team.
or earlier?
I was 16, 15.
Oh, all right. That's
Oh,
all, I
yeah.
just figured you to be a football player.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
defensive tackle. That was
DT,
it.
huh?
all right. I can see that.
Because I used to just love like hurting the dude. Like that was it. My
Yeah.
coach said my one job, like, because I literally did suck at my job. Because like I'd always fuck up when the snap. So I'd
So
always.
you weren't a good football player.
So no. I was good because of my size. So I would just throw the dude in front of me and I'd get to the QB. But I'd always be late to the gun because I would always be like wanting to like go on the snap, and I'd always fuck it up.
Would
So
you
you
be
were
like
offsides
would you
all
be,
day
like,
long.
talking
No.
to
So
the
I
other
was in
player?
the beginning offsides till my fucking coach made me do wind sprints all day. So I said, "Fuck this."
I love your coach
So
already.
I wait literally till my boys next to me are already hitting people, and then I hit them.
Oh my God.
Which is totally horrific and bad. But like I was usually the bigger, so I just toss the dude and go for the
All right,
quarterback.
there you go.
Yeah, it was so much better than doing wind sprints. Fuck that. Yeah. You know what's even like the more
You did
ironic?
those
About your
wind-
soccer
If I did the
days,
wind
'cause
sprints, I
soccer
probably
I
would have
can't
been
say.
better at
you
the
wouldn't
snap.
be. Yeah, you wouldn't been coughing so much if you did those wind sprints.
Dude, my lungs are just bad.
Yeah.
I smoke like every day probably for the last long time.
I wonder,
And,
I wonder why they're so bad. At least I know when they're why.
Well,
my
you know
lungs
what's
are
funny?
bad.
Like I feel like the more you smoke, like the more your shit's like used to it. Like I know people that like
no,
smoking
that's
for-
not
No,
how it
that's-
works.
that's
I
not
know
how
people
it
that have been
works,
smoking
yeah.
for a minute and they're like they can take crazy hits and they can be fine.
Yeah. Keep going by that. See what happens.
That's also a quick way to die. I mean, I'm not the spokesman for healthy living here.
No, you don't. You're not.
But I'm aware that I smoke too much and it needs to be cut down. I never looked at it like, oh, I'm a champ.
Oh,
Is there,
Yeah,
I
is there
love
a
it.
difference though? Because you smoke cigarettes too. Is there? A
It's not
difference?
good.
They're both
I don't
not
smoke
good.
cigarettes.
When I
Cigarettes.
quit cigarettes and I'm not smoking cigarettes, my lungs feel better.
They do. All right.
But I mean, I need to quit. I need to quit smoking just to
In general,
Yeah,
or-
yeah. In general, I have to.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Everybody has to, but
Yeah.
I'm at that point where I'm starting to.
Ray Liotta did it. He got shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's not easy, but
Cigarettes
Ray
and weed or
Liotta
just-
smokes so much.
Oh yeah.
Weed, I would
The
like
reason
to
why Ray
cut
Liotta
down,
got
but
that job
cigarettes,
is
I
because-
really
What about
will
just
stop.
switching to like an edible or like an oil or something like that?
I enjoy the actual flower.
It is
the
different.
plant.
It's weird. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm totally
I'm
cool
not
with
a-
my
I'm-
carts and my edibles.
See, but
and,
that's a new age thing. That's
Yeah.
that's not. I'm tradition in that.
I don't like to go outside. It's cold. You know what I
Old
mean?
school, bro. That's it.
To go and roll,
Yeah.
and then I drop weed and I curse fucking like my head off.
Jesus.
You're telling me you've not dropped like another?
Yeah, but you get you get over it and you get.
Oh yeah, I
more
get
or
over it
whatever.
as soon as I
Wait,
spark
what are
up
you
the
guys
next
talking
one.
about?
Talking about dropping weed when he's rolling it. That's why he likes cartridges and
Oh.
his other edibles and things.
Yeah.
That has taken over the
Edibles?
the
They're
weed
cartridges.
game. Just
Carts.
people aren't smoking as much grass, so to speak, because they don't want to smell. It's easier
Yeah.
to
Conceal.
hold,
Yeah, you can
conceal.
hide it.
You
My
just
eyes
eat
don't get red
edibles.
on that,
People don't think
things.
about it. It's just, I'm not going to say it's safer. It does the same shit, but it's safer to hide in
Yeah,
that
that's
regard.
true.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I like
Totally
to do-
different high though. The edible.
yeah, it's
Oh,
totally
yeah.
different. And
What kind of
body-
high is it?
Edibles get you a crazy body high for much
Almost like-
longer.
I guess.
hallucinogenic.
Yeah, no,
It's
I'm
like-
not.
Edibles really will put you in, but it also depends on what type you smoke and how you do it and how much you're doing. I mean, everything's all.
I had a buddy take one the other night, and he was high till the next morning into work. And he asked me, he's like, "Bro, if I take this, like, I'll be good for work tomorrow." And I
Well,
swear,
some people,
I thought
if they're, but
yeah, well, I had no idea. Hit
you're
him
a
like
lot
truck.
bigger, and apparently you do a
Yeah.
lot more.
I do, yeah. I'll do the whole bag in one night, so
All right.
I'll just sit there with my boy. So my
God damn it,
Guys,
Diesel.
my boy is like the Walmart. let's
Anybody who
say.
thought I was unhealthy, I'm sitting next to somebody who is a lot
Bro,
unhealthier than me.
Tune into the first podcast.
Do you know what
Listen
T-Bridge
up.
would do?
T-Bridge
he would not have this.
Even not happy right now.
Yeah,
Yo, oh wait, the guy who's no longer here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy. Wait, what happened?
Keeping
to
up
him?
with the show.
Man, it's
We're
just,
not. We
you
talked
know,
about it 10,000 times.
Oh, well,
nothing
he's-
happened
he's
other
not
than
very
it just parted ways.
So,
He's masturbating in different circles.
Guys, I want to talk to you about Game of Thrones real quick.
Oh, God.
I know you do.
He's
a show.
over talking
I'm
about
so
Game of
sick of
Thrones,
it.
He's
but
over
it is it's in.
isn't the world sick
It's
of it?
in the car.
Wait, but you like the ending?
I'm so
Yeah,
happy
I
that
enjoyed
I
it.
like
You
the
know
ending
why I
a lot.
like
How
the
about-
ending? Because it was the end. I don't
Wait. Are we
hear
gonna-
about it anymore.
Let's talk about season 8 as a whole right now. Like,
By the way, we've
I
done a
didn't- I
whole
think it was
podcast.
Yeah,
awesome.
we can't get into
let's-
too
we're
much
gonna do it
Diesel.
quick.
So we're not going to
serious.
gripe too much. We're going to mainly
I didn't
focus
like
on how
the
it
last
ended.
episode. I think that
What do you rate the last episode 1 to 10?
5,
A 5. Okay.
5.
What do you
Nah,
rate the
I'm
season
thinking
as a whole?
6 maybe. When I would rate most other seasons in the high 8.5s or not. You know what I mean?
And where do you stand on this? You liked it, right?
The
It was
show to
not
me
a
is
good-
still a 10.
Yeah.
The show
I don't
as a
think- I don't
whole,
think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's still
the
a
show
10.
is still the best show I've ever seen.
I
The
still-
last
yeah.
season on a 1 to 10, I
It
would-
wasn't the best season.
I would put an 8 or a 9. I really would.
Oh, Jesus.
I loved it. I would have thought the first 7 seasons maybe were all 10s.
Is there a lot of questions though that aren't answered?
No, I felt like they answered everything, and that's why I think they also did a really good job. Is because I didn't leave that last episode wondering about anything.
But do you have like a lot of back? I know a lot
No,
of people who are into
but
this
they
have
must have
background
left-
knowledge.
But
Some
here's the
stuff
background
open,
knowledge:
right?
they didn't do it exactly how the book did. So the people who read the books and have a complaint about the ending, there was stuff that was never mentioned in the book.
Yeah, I never heard that.
You know what I
It
mean?
went
So
off
it
on
doesn't.
different
To me,
shit.
the show on its own.
think
That
the
made
show
no
on its own
difference
is
to me,
great, but
and
I
I
do
think
think
the
it was
book is
lacking.
going to end how the books are supposed to end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as far as the show on its own, I was very happy with the ending. I thought they did a good job.
It's over.
They
It
ended
had to
everything.
end.
But so now
But
they're.
It did, but I feel it was rushed.
But the ridiculous amount of
was, but
slack
it's-
it's getting is completely
It's just
unnecessary.
everybody is jumping on the same. You don't hear any new.
There's no new takes.
There's
or
no
anything
new
like that, no.
takes. It's just like boring now. It's like
that's
yeah,
why it bothers
it's
me.
just ridiculous. They
They're
had to
doing
end it.
3 spin-offs, I heard.
yeah,
Okay,
they're
so
gonna make
what
their
I
money off
originally
of it.
heard is they wrote 3 to 5 spin-offs and they were going to pick 1 or 2 to do. What I just recently read is they're actually doing 3
I heard they're gonna
spin-offs.
do 3, yeah.
But I wasn't sure. One of them's coming out in like 2020. They're saying,
Is
and
there
it
one about Arya?
well, no, none of
No,
them.
they-
They're
they-
not
they-
spin-offs.
They denied that today.
What I
They
what
did,
I
yeah.
have read is that all 3 spin-offs will not have any of the same characters. And that the spin-offs will just be thousands of years before in Westeros. Some of the family names may be done and reused.
That'd be cool. I'd like that.
You know, as like ancestors and stuff.
Okay.
But as far as the Iron Throne doesn't even exist as
Yeah,
far as I've read.
obviously.
And it's like way before that time. So it's a completely new show that takes place in Westeros. So you may have the Lannister family or the Targaryens.
And it won't be any of the same actors or actresses.
Yeah, none of
It's
the,
a whole
none of
new
the
thing.
those characters are done.
And
Well,
so
a
I
lot
think
of them died.
but a lot of them died, and a lot of them they've been doing the show for 10
Yeah,
years. They
they're
don't want
done
to
with it.
waste their
They're-
whole career.
Yeah.
So get ready for a onslaught of more hatred towards whatever they do, because
Yeah.
you know there's going to be some.
yeah.
So they can't win. Let
Except
them.
for the X-Men
And
chick.
but
I think
all-
she'll be fine.
Yeah, they're all going to be
Who's
fine.
she?
Most of them are already getting booked in other
remember.
shit. Sansa.
Oh, she's an X-Men?
Yeah,
Sophie
she's the-
Turner.
yeah,
she
she's
just
Storm
got.
or whatever
She's
the fuck, not Storm.
Phoenix in the new X-Men movie.
Well,
That's
I
already
mean,
getting a lot of hype.
Yeah,
Most of these people should do well.
Yeah, I think, and a lot of them have been doing. They have careers
Yeah.
before this show.
it's gonna be like Harry Potter, where these people go and some are
Potter.
successful and some aren't.
Yeah, it's just going to be like that with anybody, but they're probably all doing well off after this show, regardless.
I think they'll do it right.
Yeah, I think they'll all be fine, to say the least.
Bottom line, let's just thank God the show is finally over. I
I'm
can't
with
wait
that, yeah.
till I don't.
I'm happy to not argue about it or talk about
just
it at
can't
all.
wait till I don't have to hear about. It's like it's this ending is putting a stain on it just because so many people are like with
But
their
it's not even us
opinions.
on the show. It's been
No,
everywhere
I'm not-
you go.
but
we
it's
haven't
everywhere you
beat
go.
it to death. I mean,
I'm not saying us. I'm saying everywhere you go, you hear about these people that have done nothing with their lives. Like, I think they should have done.
The
Really?
writers sucked. Like, really?
on.
I hate hearing the writers
Yeah,
suck.
I don't like that either.
Yeah.
They didn't rush it.
Please.
You think they were trying to get slack for the last season? No.
Nah, I think it's
They
just
put all their effort into it.
yeah.
Exactly.
I
I think
think
they did. I think it's just some people weren't happy with what they did. That's
And
it.
people, that was the thing. People weren't going to be
There was a
happy.
hotline for people to call. People
But-
didn't
oh.
go to work the next day.
Yeah. Did you see
anything
how much
with
money
that
the
though.
government lost or
Like
something
people
that?
aren't going to be happy
Lost.
with the
You,
end.
you ever see that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's too
I
popular.
can't wait to see the HBO subscriptions canceled.
I think they're fucked.
But I just want to
They're
see the
not.
numbers.
Nobody's
No, they're
canceling.
not. People.
Yeah,
That's a
more
fact.
game-
No,
yeah.
People
I've
did it
seen
after
that, yeah.
Sopranos.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
Totally.
literally that's a
Sopranos,
literal
yeah.
thing.
No, they'll be
They
back.
have a spike.
But-
People will come back,
They'll
but they
come
will
back.
cancel
It's all
subscriptions.
nonsense.
Yeah,
It's like
100%.
saying
I'm not
you know,
saying HBO has anything to worry about. I'm just saying
Yeah.
Of course, they,
they
have
will
nothing to
put
worry
up a
about.
number of how
and
many
it's
dropped
like
after
when
it.
somebody says, you know, they don't want a president to be elected, they're going to move to Canada. All right, it's all not you.
not
Fine.
gonna
No,
do it.
listen,
Yeah,
I
that's
get
kinda
it. I
It's
get
just
it.
all nonsense. I'm so sick of it. Sorry, I'm angry with it. I'm angry with it because it was such a good show, and it's like now it's like we have to hear about how
It's
awful.
too much
like,
in the culture.
It's
like,
too much.
I'll just wait till
And it's the
next
last
episode.
show that will be in. It might be the last show that we see that people actually watched
That
at
cult
the
like.
same time.
I don't know. So,
Oh,
I
you know what?
feel
That's true.
like
I'm with
there
that.
will-
Like a
I-
lot, like a television,
like
like
a worldwide.
Well, even
like
the
a
Wu-Tang-
weekly,
a weekly
not-
thing. Where
Showtime
people,
aired the Wu-Tang documentary. They're
All at
airing an
once.
episode every Saturday. They released it at once.
yeah,
But they every Saturday they're like plugging it at their main time.
Right, but
slot
they
at
did
Saturday.
release
Yeah, but
You
like
could-
4 people have Showtime.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But most people now, even like Hulu, everybody's just releasing seasons.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
well, that's
only
why
a matter
I
of
think,
time before
That's
the
why I
others
think
do
Game
it.
of Thrones will be one of the last of its kind, where on Sunday nights.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm with you a little bit.
But
yeah.
hopefully,
Well, and that and,
there's only a few networks that could do that.
Big
HBO.
Bang just
That's why I'm
ended.
saying I feel
Breaking
like
Bad.
some shows
Breaking
will
Bad's up
still.
there.
Yeah, but that was.
But
But
yeah,
that's
that
years
was
ago.
years ago. I'm saying like from
Come
moving
on.
forward.
Okay, but you know.
But he's talking about going forward now.
No, but my
Diesel.
point is that they're saying that how like we're not going to have another one of these, but we have in the past. We've
No,
had
but
these.
what
No,
he-
but
right,
we're
what
talking
he's
about in
saying-
the future.
But that
like
was
The
TV
future of TV is done.
TV's kind of dying for these streaming services, and these streaming services are releasing full seasons at a time.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we're never gonna have a series that's as good as that. I'm
But
saying
the weekly thing.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
won't be.
I'm
weekly.
saying watching it like everybody.
same
on
time.
Oh, but yeah, but
Sunday.
who
Went
cares?
right over. It went
Well,
right over.
see,
Diesel's
that-
It's an
head.
interesting culture.
But you're a
thing.
new person.
That's
That's a new
binging.
look at it. You're
See,
you're a
yeah.
younger person.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
I
You like the anticipation of going every week, and
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
I
do.
do
You
like
know what?
that.
I kind of do too. Now I'm watching Chernobyl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is why I
Yo,
think
waiting every week for
Yeah,
it is
it's
a lot
kinda
better
nice.
than it brings something. The shows that I've watched that I've started from the beginning and had to wait every week for the new episodes have been the shows that I've found myself liking more
do you
than the
watch
others.
them though with like other people? Because I could see if
I don't like watching TV with other people
You know what?
because I'm not a huge fan of that in general.
He's only got a 4-door car, so
You know what I think is part of that though? When
Well
you're
played,
watching
B.
it like over a span of time, you're growing a connection with those characters for like
Game of Thrones.
Okay.
It's a
10 years.
perfect
Fair.
example.
well, and yeah,
Whereas
That's why
when
people
you-
are so torn between
When you
this.
binge a show in a month,
don't
it's
really
like,
share
oh,
with
that show has only
anybody.
been a part of your life for
Game
a
of
month.
Thrones
If
is
Game
a
of
significantly better show when you watch it week by week over 10 years than when you binge it in a month.
yeah,
You,
fair.
your
Yeah, I'm
your love for the characters is better. Your understanding, I feel like, of the show gets better
Yeah.
usually when that happens because it's not all cluttered together in one like
Yeah.
Right, it
mess
doesn't
of a
mesh.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, you start to get
when you
fan
binge, you
favorites.
can't really depict seasons. It's a whole it's a whole
It's
show.
just a
And there's
long-
no time to let it sit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. You just sort of go on with the next
And
one.
those things took so long to build to that the Red Wedding, 3 years you're with Rob and Caitlin,
yeah,
Right.
and like.
And not
Carolyn.
over,
and
like,
when that
a
happens,
weekend,
you're like,
yeah.
"Oh my god, that was crazy!" But when you're binging it, it's like, "Oh my god, that was 8 hours ago."
You actually
Yeah, you're
grow
right.
with the
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah,
Right.
Fair.
It's going to be tough for that to happen again.
and I agree with you. But people
Yeah.
who are younger who haven't watched a lot of TV like that and now have the
They're not
ability to
missing
binge
that
everything,
connection 'cause they haven't had
yeah,
that
that it's not
connection.
something they've really ever done it with
Yeah.
it.
Like
They-
even like
I don't remember-
Sopranos. Sopranos was Sunday night. You had to watch
Yeah.
Sopranos.
And there's something about like I want to be home for this, and everybody's
And
home
then when
at that time.
when
Yeah,
the
the
new
family
season
came
would come
together.
out, the new season would come out and you'd be like, oh my god, AJ lost some weight this year or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
no,
like
it's
you'd
true.
see
Yeah.
them grow with you.
Look
It
at
was just
Arya and them in the
that's
first
interesting.
season, how young
Yeah.
the kids were, and look at how they're at that creepy adolescent age.
Sex- yeah,
That's
that
why
sex
Bran's
scene.
such a weird fucking look.
Bran,
And
ooh.
Arya, that's why there was so much uproar
Or,
about Arya, because you're seeing her as a
saw
little
Arya as a
girl.
little
The
girl,
prince
yeah.
that was sucking the titty, how he looks now. Yeah.
You get such a way with words.
I just know how to portray it, you know.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm glad it's over. It was a great show, but let it.
It was
rest
fun
in
while it
peace.
lasted, and all good things have to come to an end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are like, "What are you going to do when Thrones ends?" Nothing. I'm going to find a new one. I'm already
better
well,
show.
I'm gonna fucking
I'm
masturbate
already
and go to bed.
into Chernobyl, and I have.
Chernobyl's
I
good.
haven't
You know
seen
what?
that yet.
That
I heard
freaks
about
me
it.
out.
I'm gonna
Chernobyl's
go
I
in.
good,
heard
man.
about it, yeah.
Let me get into Chick's picks real quick because I think it's
Yeah.
a nice segue.
I
Talking
do
about
want to
the
get into
ending
something
of
else because we
Thrones.
did run into each other this
So
week.
I don't mind going off on a tangent. And you know what? I haven't been able to do this, and I'm backed up. I'm doing 4
Yes.
today, so you guys could kiss my ass.
All right.
But the first one is Chernobyl.
Mm-hmm.
That is get on it now so you can get into it while it's in the middle of the show.
Very
I think they're only doing 5 or 6
There's
episodes.
there's only a few
And
left.
it's 3 that
that's
have
it,
passed,
okay.
and it's on Monday nights, 9 HBO. It's about the disaster in Chernobyl that was catastrophic already and was almost like worldly
Is
catastrophic.
it like a documentary series or is it?
No,
it's
it's
a series. It's the portrayal of
Yeah,
a real life
it's a
event
series. It's
based
not-
on real events.
Yeah.
It's all about Chernobyl, but yeah, that freaked
Dude,
me out when they
it's-
talk about the metal. When he's like, "Do you guys taste metal?"
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
just,
jeez.
dude, and how
And
they're doing it is
They
so
do not
good.
shy away from the radiation poisoning or anything like that.
Yeah, they don't.
like
And
see
yeah,
everything.
They show you everything. They did a good job of building suspense, showing like how it was trying to get covered up. Chernobyl was great. Love it. Highly
So good.
recommend
Yeah.
that.
And you know what? The way they shot it is really cool too. Like the colors.
Oh, that's
and all
what I'm.
that.
Yeah,
Like,
I
Little
think they're
dark for me.
knocking it out of the park so far.
I
Yeah.
have to look it
Yeah.
up.
What do you
I
watch?
mentioned
HBO. You said
Watch it
it's
in your
HBO, right?
sunroom.
Yeah, HBO.
Yeah, it's just a little dark.
9:00 Mondays, HBO. It's already 3 episodes in, so you can catch up on that. The next, I'm gonna go with another one from HBO, and
Give it to me,
this
baby.
is something that his story. Everybody knows his story, but it's called "What's My Name, Muhammad Ali."
Oh, that came out already.
It's a
Oh,
2-part
all right.
documentary.
All right.
It came out already. Both parts are up on HBO as well. It is, dude, I love Muhammad Ali, and I am a big fan of boxing.
Did you just call him Muhammad Ali?
No, I said Muhammad Ali.
Okay, I heard Muhammad, but
Because I'm a fan, don't you know?
So I'm a big boxing
Bashes
fan.
Clay.
His era of boxing was the golden era, bro. I love it. One of my good friends actually got me into boxing heavily, and I told him about it. I'm like, you got to see this shit. It was
Yeah.
awesome. But it goes from when he was an Olympic athlete and he got the gold through his whole professional boxing career, his big fights, the beatings he took, the crazy number of fights that he had. His last 2 were absolutely brutal. Like, he basically had Parkinson's before he retired. Like, it was sad. He got fucking pounded. But he had 61 fights. He was 56-5. It shows, like, his political activism, his just social activism. Like,
all right, that
just
sounds
excellent.
sounds
Like a
good.
good pick. Good
they
pick.
got
I
really
wanna check
into it.
that
About
out.
an hour and a half each one.
Did you just on the Muhammad Ali thing? Did you listen to
Sorry,
what
it's Bohan.
Bohamed? Sorry,
Shut up.
Bohamed. What really happened? Do you guys listen to that podcast?
No.
Great show.
I think I've seen
Great
some of it.
podcast. But
I never
anyways,
listened to that, no.
The guy looks at like historic events, like now.
Okay.
And he's like, let's examine the circumstances around
And
it.
which one
see,
Muhammad's was
so
it?
Muhammad Ali, the story is that he saved this guy from committing suicide
Yes.
off
Oh,
of
yeah,
some
yeah.
building or something like that.
Yeah.
And I guess it was a little sketchy, the story.
I don't know. I know the story, but I don't even remember if they touched on it in this.
Oh, so you should listen to this podcast. It was interesting. The story apparently was a little bit sketchy, and so this guy, he's a journalist, and he goes and interviews people who were like there and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and it's really interesting.
All right.
Yeah, that actually is interesting because
Yeah.
that is true. But this shows like ton of great fight clips, and it almost goes through the whole first fight with him and Frazier.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. Any boxing fans will love it. Anybody who's interested in Muhammad Ali will love it.
I always like a good
was-
Muhammad Ali.
Yo, he was crazy though. It really was good.
I do. I mean,
And there is a lot on him. That's why most people
There's
do
so
know
much.
his story.
Yeah,
and
it's
it was
a well-known
done really well. That's why I was
right.
also impressed by it.
HBO does
That's good.
sports docs.
They do.
better
They-
than anybody.
They really
do.
do.
Yeah,
The next thing I've been wanting to say this.
I know
is-
where you're going. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Woo!
Yep.
The Wu-Tang Clan of Mikes and Men is one of my favorite documentaries I've seen in forever. I love it.
I banged that out
Yep.
within a week, and I don't binge anything.
It came out on midnight on Thursday night. I watched an episode and a half the first night. I was done. I get home from work at 5. I was done by 8 o'clock.
The RZA.
Wow.
The Jizza.
And it's 4 episodes, I think a little over an hour each or maybe an hour each on Showtime. And it starts from when they first started, how they started, why they started, all through basically up until now. It has a great part about ODB when he died. Yep. And they're like, they didn't really break up, but they kind of went their own ways for a little bit. But it's just excellent. Anybody who's a 90s hip-hop fan or a Wu-Tang fan will love it.
By the way, my favorite part of that documentary is when they kept going to RZA's brother on his boat. Just interviewing him on his boat.
And I actually did not know much about him.
I didn't know him at all.
Yeah. So, like, that was actually... His brother was also one of, like, their managers with RZA. And
that whole Wu-Tang album that came out that... What's his name? Martin Shkreli bought that.
Yeah, the one album they made wasn't even a fucking group album. It was like a Fugazi, RZA, and but you know what?
It was just lines.
It was, but it also wasn't done. It wasn't made in the right way. Like this, it wasn't like they had nothing to do with it. Really.
Yeah. By the way, another thing I love that so much. I'm sorry.
Go for it. No, this is what I want with these.
The other thing I loved with that when Ghostface when they talk about it and they're talking about like that big album. What did it sell for?
What?
What are the
I think it was 2 million,
Yeah,
2 or 3
million.
million.
Crazy
I think it was 2 or 3 million.
And they're talking about it, and then they just go to Ghostface, and he's like, "It was trash. The whole thing was trash."
That's what he said. That wasn't no Wu-Tang album. That shit was trash.
I love it.
I love how he was the one who spoke out about it the most.
What
about the summer? I don't want to tell everybody too much.
I know.
But the one SummerSlam, or not SummerSlam, the Summer Jam with the Hot 97 thing when they fucking basically cursed out Hot 97.
The other thing I want to ask you: have you seen Wu-Tang live?
I have not seen them live yet, but I will be going in June to see them at Mohegan Sun.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, sure.
I saw them rock the bells at Randall's Island with Rage Against the Machine, which they got into there.
Yes, they got a lot into that too, which was great.
Rage Against the Machine was great. Wu-Tang was less than impressive. Too many guys.
It's as far as seeing rap groups live. That's how I feel about most rap groups.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see them live to see them.
Method Man was great.
Reason than that.
But I did see Jizza at where Croxley's is now. I saw Jizza and You God there, and they were fantastic. And I drank what's his name?
I would love to meet them.
Jizza gave me his Hennessy. And I drank it. I was like, "Can I have it?" And he gave me his cup of Hennessy. So I always have a soft spot in my heart for
That's great.
for Wu-Tang.
So
but go on, sorry.
The other thing that I loved, and this is just a weird one, but I think anybody who's also looking for a good documentary on Netflix, The Perfect Bid, for all my game show fans.
Yeah, I should see
The
this.
Perfect Bid is about a guy who anybody who loves The Price is Right. It's a great show. It's one of my all-time favorites. Whenever I was homesick,
that's a homesick show. Yeah.
Everybody watches it. And now as you get older, they have reruns. I watch it as much as I can. Drew Carey's actually a nice fill-in for Bob Barker, but Bob Barker's a G and was the best. But it's basically how this guy realized that they show the same prizes. So he didn't cheat, but he studied and basically started memorizing the prices and then tried forever to get on. And when he was in the crowd, he'd help people to the point where he got noticed by Bob Barker, and they would actually have interactions on the show. He eventually got on, won a good amount. But then the real thing is, at the end of the show, the guy gets a perfect bid, and the guy was listening to him, and there's a whole conspiracy and controversy over it.
That's all in the documentary?
Yeah, it's all about in this. Fucking Diesel.
They only tell you the first part, and then you figure out the rest.
The rest, I wasn't sure.
The rest is anybody's guess.
So that's basically that. It's just really good, and it's interesting. It's not too long. It's an hour and 15 minutes, maybe. But
I did see that. I want to watch that.
And then one thing that I'm just going to bash
now I gotta see it.
is Backdraft 2.
Oh God!
It was. I wanted to watch that. It was terrible.
Backdraft 1. Backdraft. I'm not even
Backdraft 1 is a.
I'm not even
classic.
calling it Backdraft 1. I'm just going to call it Backdraft because that's the only Backdraft there is.
Yeah, and it's a classic.
What about 2?
I tried to get these guys to watch it. I don't think
You guys have never seen Backdraft?
No, definitely not.
Have you ever seen
What
it
is
though?
No.
We were
It's
supposed
a
to.
firefighting movie, but it's probably one of the best firefighting
that's
movies
probably
of all
pretty cool.
time.
Yeah. Robert De Niro.
I
Robert
like-
De Niro, Donald Sutherland,
Donald
Kurt
Sutherland.
Russell,
Kurt Russell.
William Baldwin.
I feel like I had this
All right,
conversation.
well-
I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch that," and then I went home and didn't do
But
it.
so here's the thing: I see it on Netflix. I look at the year it's made.
You check that door for heat, Tim? And then Tim gets his fucking face blown off.
Oh, my God.
It's great.
But dude, I mean, Backdraft 1 is such a classic. I'm like, oh, this is tough that they even did it. But I was like, I'll give it a shot. I saw that it was a new
It's
remake.
McCaffrey's kid,
It was
right?
2019. It's Butch McCaffrey's kid.
But
It wasn't William's kid. It's Butch.
it's Bull. His name is Bull McCaffrey. It's Bull was his nickname.
Bull. Yeah, what I say? Butch? I'm sorry.
Butch.
Bull McCaffrey's kid.
Come on, Chicago Bulls.
I'm
Bull.
sorry.
Come on.
I'm sorry. It was Bull
Let
McCaffrey.
me go, Bull.
We gotta really
Let me
God,
go.
don't
we
get
gotta
him
watch the
started.
show.
Whatever. It was. That
gotta
one
get
is
back
a,
in the conversation.
Backdraft
It's
is
a
a good
classic. It's a
recommendation.
classic.
But Backdraft too. So I look. It was made in 2019. I'm like, oh, this could be great, or it could be awful. I see that Donald Sutherland's in it, and I see that William Baldwin's in it. Not that William Baldwin is a great actor, but he was in the
Rush out for
original.
the William
So,
Baldwin.
yeah.
But the fact
Pay
that they got
homage to the
two
first
guys
one.
from the original out of the four that were main
Yeah,
characters.
I mean, not hard to get them, but
He's
yeah.
got-
Yeah, but I get it. I'm like, maybe
Donald-
it's
Yeah,
decent.
you
Donald
want
Sutherland.
$20?
Donald Sutherland could make a movie.
He could. He probably has
They
dementia
ruined
now,
his
and they're like,
character.
you know, come
his,
on.
His character, he's got like long, disheveled old man hair, and
yeah.
he's like completely lost it. It was one of the the son is wearing Bull's jacket the whole fucking
course.
movie. It was just an awful.
Which probably goes
Awful.
against, safety standards. You can't use an old fireman's coat.
Yeah, it's definitely not
No.
He
regulation
died in
anymore.
this coat. Yeah, all
He
right.
died.
But that one, I mean, so it was just an awful movie. Anybody who sees it on Netflix, do not waste your time. It is not good. Trust me, it is awful.
Okay.
Alrighty, not a good movie.
And I mean, I could
only
do
watch the
more if
first
you guys
one.
wanted.
So is that a
but
chick's pick, or
That's a chick's hate pick.
you have to think?
gotta-
You
we
have to get a better
for
name.
that. Yeah.
But then the other quick one, I'm doing it again anyway because I want to do one that's
God.
not a
What
documentary. I got it. We haven't done this in so long.
I know.
I'm
And
happy.
it's been great.
It's
It's been a
dead
good
to-
run.
Dead
Go.
to me on Netflix. Half-hour episodes,
Oh,
short
awful.
series
Dead to me.
with Linda Cardellini and
Who
Christina
the fuck
Applegate.
is that?
Linda Cardellini was
she was
in
from,
Bloodline.
And before that, what's that Judd Apatow? Not that '70s show. That was that
No,
great.
she wasn't in that '70s show.
I said not that '70s show. Jesus Christ.
I forget what else she's. I know her from Bloodline.
What's the show
she's a
that,
good
that
actress.
started Seth Rogen and James Franco? And
She wasn't in Wet Hot Summer.
It's not what I'm talking about,
all
you
right.
dummy. They weren't in that either, you jerk.
Oh yeah, you're right.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
It doesn't
Linda
matter.
Cardellini's a good
right.
actress, and it's a good show. It's a dark comedy. It's got a good drama. It's like a dramedy.
All right.
All right.
And Christina Applegate is great in it, and I love Christina Applegate. So fuck you, B, for saying it's a great show. It's only a half hour.
Freaks
It's
and
like 8
Geeks.
episodes.
She was in Freaks
Oh,
and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks. Linda Cardellini was in Freaks and Geeks.
Yes.
I didn't know that. But I got so
I don't
many
know if she
things
was
to
a freak or
recommend.
a
I'm going to
geek,
leave
but-
it at that. That's Chernobyl on HBO. Muhammad Ali on HBO. Showtime has Wu-Tang.
We got it all.
I'm just going over them real quick.
They can
Okay.
rewind.
Dead to Me on Netflix. Dead to Me on Netflix. Do not watch Backdraft.
Guys, hit that back 15 a couple
Oh,
times.
God. Siskel and Ebert over here.
But yeah, that's
Refuse.
it. So those are my picks. Fuck you guys.
Okay.
I feel like he just read ads.
Now, I want to get into one.
get
I don't know where
AdSense for that.
we're at with time.
We got plenty.
I want to get into one other thing here because the circus has left the town finally. The PGA was here this past week.
Oh, right.
yeah.
And I scored
Yeah.
tickets, and I was so pumped and happy to make it.
Yes. And
Oh, that's sick.
so
yeah.
you got I had tickets on Friday and I had to work. I couldn't get out of work.
Are you serious? You let tickets go to waste?
I had tickets coming at me from every angle. Yeah.
He lives like a
Yeah, they didn't go
block
to
away.
waste.
I
It's
could
not like
walk
he
there.
bought them and didn't have like people were offering
Shit,
them.
I was trying to go.
I'm
should've-
surprised.
you should've went to
I'm
Farmingdale,
so,
'cause
I'm
they-
so surprised
there was-
nobody
there was
offered
even
you the
that.
tickets. You don't look like a golf fan.
Dude, I like golf. Dude, me and Chris go pitch and putt, bro.
Yeah, pitch and
That's
putt.
not-
That's not
Oh,
golf.
there you
Chris
go.
is embarrassed that you brought that
golf,
up.
believe you
bro.
We've played real golf.
We have
but-
played real
You've
golf.
taken a
Like
lot of the
many?
pressure off Chris's
You're not
shirt this
great.
episode. Has he not?
I'm pretty decent.
I said
am
Diesel's
definitely
taking a
pretty
lot of the
decent.
pressure off Chris's shirt.
Oh,
this
yeah. Let's
episode.
talk
I
about that
know,
for a
I
quick
know.
second.
Chris is wearing
So
the
here's the
skin
thing.
tight
Yeah, I don't know
Marvel
what
Chris Bradwick.
Black
Here's my
Panther
thing.
shirt that he looks like a child.
I'm wearing a rash guard. 'cause
Okay,
it just
I don't
came
know what
from the
that
gym.
It
means.
looks like one of the shirts that kids wear when they go in the pool.
It does look like
It looks like you should have, like
It does look like
My
that.
my nephew wears these shirts when he goes in the pool to not get sunburned Chris
Yes.
is wearing
That's
it.
what I'm wearing. I had another shirt that I brought to change into because
You
I knew you
should've.
guys would have a problem, but I used it to wipe my sweat, and I was like, yeah.
You know
still
what? It
should've
would have
put
been
it on.
worth it.
Sure, yeah, nobody would have known.
It just looks so funny, and I can't wait to take the picture.
You would have been
after.
better wearing a canvas bag. That you just look ridiculous. I'm not saying me and Chick or Diesel for that matter
the
look any
difference
better.
between mine and Chick's shirt is mine's supposed to be tight.
Yeah,
All
well,
right. But mine looks like it should on me.
yeah. I got a son.
I
Chris,
look better
love
in
you, but
my
I gotta
shirt
side
than
with Chick
Chris
on
does in
that.
his
That-
No,
shirt.
no, mine's worse, but I had to.
That
have
looks
something.
ridiculous.
I had to. Have
Yeah, I was gonna say I look better,
Wakanda
not
forever.
necessarily, but
All those cigarette holes in your Mets apparel is a lot better.
Oh, that's amazing.
So during the during the PGA, we live right over here. I live right down.
Yeah, I know.
Something.
you're
We're not
charging-
far from it right now, right? This
No,
is-
we are
No,
5 minutes.
We're
from
5
there.
minutes.
Not even.
So my house, you could walk right there. So every street was shut down.
Oh.
I had Chick parked there one day. I had T-Bridge parked another day. It was just nuts over there. It was crazy.
Well, I'm glad that you help out everybody who does, and you're not one of those people who's like, no, don't park
why
by
wouldn't
my
I?
house.
I
I
Wait,
don't know.
do you charge them?
You never know.
No, I
Some
wouldn't
people
try
are
that.
out.
No, it's free.
A few
And
ye-
it's still quite a walk from your house.
It is. It's still a good 15.
Just because it's hilly.
Yeah, the hills get you.
I was dead after
Now,
that day.
you could have gone down Thomas Powell. Did you?
did.
You did.
I
yeah.
went down Thomas Powell and made a left on
That's the way to do it,
Round
yeah.
Swamp one. Yeah, I know where I am. It was still a long. I'm fat, out of shape. I was
Me too,
smoking.
man. It
I
was
high.
rough.
It was
Yeah.
just a tough.
By
day.
the time I got to Bethpage Black, I was ready to take a nap.
But
I
then the event is a lot of walking, right? Like
Oh
you-
yeah,
yeah, but you
Well,
you don't
could-
have
you
to
don't
do
have
that.
to. You could
Oh,
choose to. I did more than I wanted to because I was with my father and brother who were in
Yeah.
much better shape than me.
I hung out at 18th hole and I just got
Dude,
like
you're so smart. You walk because as I was
Yeah.
leaving, B was coming in on Saturday, and
that
the
was like
day that we
4
went.
o'clock.
Yeah, and that was like 4. But you still had 3 hours left.
I had 3 hours and it wasn't like so
So
hot.
hot, yeah.
And by the way, millions of people in this golf tournament.
Yeah.
I walk in, the first person I see is Chick. Like we lock eyes right
Who
away.
stands out? Was he wearing
Literally
his Mets gear?
walking
Was
dead
it-
like in
Yeah.
front of each
Yeah.
other.
It's like we're
I wanna
magnets.
know-
we are meant for each other.
Yeah, we
Oh,
are
you-
meant.
oh, you guys
I was
are a
like,
couple.
That's hot.
I was like, that's my boy
That's
right
hot,
there.
he says. Yeah. And it also feels good because like you're at a home event.
I'm
you
sure
see
it
your,
did.
who should you see? Your
Yeah.
boy.
I saw you
Well,
and a
could've
couple
saw Tiger
other.
Woods. That would've been pretty
Yeah,
cool.
and a couple other Farmingdale
great
guys that I
Farmingdale
was
guys.
with. But that's why I had a lot of fun. I went there and I met up with my father and my brother
Yeah.
at the 18, and I got in the grandstands at 18, and we had a great view. They got there earlier because I helped another friend move this last week, and I'm really
There he goes again.
Good karma.
Moving
I thought you were
people.
done.
I can't say no to people that I care about.
I want to move just
It's
to have
simple
you
as
help.
that.
Dude, I want to see what that looks like.
I'm a good mover.
Do they
But
strap it to your back?
so I'm already tired. Is to
Yeah.
preface my whole day from moving. In
you
the
wake up
morning.
tired. All right, go
It
on.
was only a couple hours, but I'm out of shape, so I get
breathing's
tired
tough,
quickly
yeah.
than I have
I
to.
understand.
So then I finally, and then I go to B's. I take that walk that's brutal.
yeah.
It is what it is. I get to 18. My brother and my father have a seat on 18. We were great spot in the grandstand. They were there for an hour and a half prior to me,
Yeah.
and they were there for most of it. So I only stayed for maybe 6 groups that came through, which is still awesome.
That's a good
Yeah.
amount.
Sitting down.
Who'd you see? Did you see anybody good? Did you see
At
Captain?
that point, we saw Jason Day was the biggest name out of the people who finished that. It was a bunch of Grillo, the Argentinian, a bunch of other no names.
I saw
that I didn't
Fleetwood. I
know.
saw that guy Jazz.
I saw Fleetwood. See, you saw Fleetwood probably later on in the
Yep.
day. I saw Fleetwood tee off.
Okay, that's cool.
'Cause
I
I-
like to see Fleetwood. I saw Jazz.
It was such a nice event. And after we left 18, we went to the fairway on 1, and we watched 3 groups drive.
drive off.
And then
okay.
we went to 14 and watched
off.
the par 3 at 14, where we met up with some of my brother's friends. Shout out to some of those
Yeah, I
Dalers.
saw those guys.
And they were gambling on the par 3 on par, and we just had a fucking
making
ball.
Farmingdale proud,
Making
boys.
Farmingdale proud. We had a ball over there, but the crowd, everybody around them loved them though, so
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
great. And I had a great time.
It's just such a fun time when it's a lot. It's like a lot of stuff going on, but it's just a fun time to be in the neighborhood. There's just
Yeah.
I went out like a few nights that week just because there was so much stuff going
and there's
on.
a lot of people around.
Every night I met somebody from a different state. They're like,
Oh, that's
we
crazy.
came
That's
here from
pretty cool.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that is awesome.
My dad's cousin was here from Maine. It was great to see them. Patriots fans, gross.
Losers.
But it was great.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
So now
I'm not.
this is what happened on Sunday. So Saturday we went. I saw you. Sunday,
you went back.
I didn't go back, but Sunday was the final day. So I worked Sunday. I came home and my niece was there. My sister and brother-in-law were there. My family was there. Just like
He's a friend of the podcast.
Yes, friend of
Rubba.
we love you, Rubba. So they're all there. We're kind of hanging out in the front yard of my house. It's fun because there's like a lot of commotion in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
So we're having some beers, drinking on the front lawn. A guy pulls up in a BMW, black BMW. If the authorities are listening, he pulls up.
I already hate him.
Yep, and he takes his drone out, right?
Ugh.
So yeah. So my dad's like, we're kind of looking at him. We're playing with my niece. We're playing ball in the front yard, and he's sort of looking at us, and we're looking at him. And he goes, my dad's like, "You got a drone there?" And he goes, because he didn't pull it
I
out.
love your father.
He goes, he's like setting it up. He's sort of feeling us out, right?
Seeing if you'll say it.
And he goes, yeah, I work for a real estate company. We're trying to get, which we know is bullshit.
Yeah, he's trying to get a picture of
He's
the
trying to get a
golfers.
picture of the Open. So
He's trying to sell a picture from Ariel
Exactly.
of the 18. Like, that's what he's trying to do.
So he goes over our house.
Money.
Piece of shit, though. Come on, respect the game.
The drone goes up, and it was kind of cool. We showed my niece, and she's like, airplane.
now you're in on it.
Yeah, look at that.
B's
Well,
part
yeah.
of him.
Because at the end of the day,
I mean, what are you gonna
Did
do?
you get a copy of the picture?
No. So even my dad's like, listen, I don't care as long as you don't hit my house. That's it. So the guy flies his drone right over my house, and he's there for probably 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, he takes it down, and we're like, it's a little weird. It's a little strange that this is happening, but I'm like, whatever. Who cares?
Super strange.
We know what he's doing. There's a big, huge event right next
Bro,
door.
he's taking
So
pictures of houses.
So anyway, the guy, the drone comes down and he drives away, and not even, I'd say 3 minutes later, 2 cars pull up in front of my house. Homeland Security comes up. They got their guns.
That's amazing that it's
badges.
Homeland Security.
That's awesome.
And
But now
Nassau
you're on
County.
the grid.
Oh yeah, we're on the grid. And so they come out, they're
in a
like, we're
database
working with the
somewhere.
FBI, and obviously they say a group of us we're drinking out on the front lawn, playing around. 100% they think it's
Guilty.
us.
Yeah.
Did Rubber try and talk to this guy? 'Cause
No,
I know
no.
he's the type of person who would think he could smooth
He
everything
might
over.
be. Yeah, he goes.
No, I don't think he. Well,
Sorry, Mr. Ryan, I'll handle this.
no. So basically, we saw them pull up, but it's not that weird because you have to understand the entire neighborhood is filled
Cops and-
with all this stuff. So they pull up in front of our house, and my dad goes, "You guys, is this about the drone? You guys looking for the guy with the drone?" And the guy goes, "They're like, yeah, dude, how crazy! Within 3 minutes, they found
How'd
the
they,
that
exact
quick?
yeah, how'd they know where?
dude. It was under 5 minutes."
I have a feeling all those drones have GPSs. Personally.
And these
They
gues,
must, right?
these guys,
Something that
They
must,
probably have something that they
'cause
know
nobody
every time
like
a
ran and
drone's up.
followed it.
they
I
knew right
guarantee
away.
it.
They knew right away, and they were on top of it. It's a no-fly zone over while this is going on.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
really?
can't-
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That might
You
be the
can't
other
do that.
reason. As soon as something goes up, they see it and they know where
They
it's
knew
coming
right
from.
away.
They got radar. Or
That's what I'm
something.
Yeah,
saying.
like low radar,
It's
they
not
see it
that
go up.
mind-boggling that in a no-fly zone, a drone got caught that quick.
Right. And there was I saw one, or somebody else saw one another day.
I saw
So-
it on Saturday
yeah.
as I was leaving.
So they're out there, but some of them the PGA might have some that they're doing because I saw some aerial, but that
Well,
was
I'm
also
sure
they had the
they're
blimp.
trying to get footage too, right? Like
Who, the PGA?
PGA, like,
yeah, but
yeah,
they did
from
have
the
the
air.
but
blimp.
they're allowed to. It's their fly zone.
Yeah,
Right,
And
okay,
they,
so
and they had
you know what I
Makes
mean?
sense, yeah,
they
they're
also had the
aerospace.
Goodyear blimp.
Goodyear was there
flying
all week.
above
I
us.
loved
So-
okay, so that'll.
But-
I actually did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy, they were there for probably like 15 to 20 minutes grilling us. Not grilling us, but like
Were they angry though? Like were they
not
hosttle?
angry. We were totally
Are you
like,
still drinking a beer?
yeah.
Sitting there,
It was
the
our
feds.
front-
Hey, what's up, brother?
It was our front lawn. Like we weren't doing anything wrong.
It is legal.
It was like, sitting on the front porch,
Yeah.
It's not like it was nice. So they're like, they definitely in the back of their mind, they're like, these guys definitely threw the drone up. But we're like, listen, he had a BMW. My brother-in-law knew, right? We're like, he had a beard. They're all pointing at a guy that looks just like me. Like, he had a beard, everything except for
Like
the.
a champion shirt, yeah.
So, yeah, it was just crazy. It was nuts how it all went down. And then the final thing that the guy said, he goes, all right, well, if you find it, have your drone chase that guy's drone. My dad's like, first of all, we don't have any drones over here. So, like, I don't
He
know.
didn't let that joke
Bro,
go.
they're trying to catch you in a lie.
Because that made me think, like, oh, he thinks we're lying to him.
Yeah.
But we're like, no,
they
he
probably
was,
still think you're
it
lying.
was a
to 'em.
black BMW, was right here, and he went. I think some guys, believed us, but one guy didn't, because it was just weird. But yeah, it was crazy. Homeland Security and the FBI was in front of my house.
That's
for
a
that.
great story, and I'm so happy that happened to you.
That is
Yeah.
pretty hilarious.
No, I'm not even
It
joking.
would happen.
It's
It's
just
so
awesome.
nice. And
Yep.
just-
Props to Homeland
You
Security.
always
though.
have that to
Yeah,
remember.
really
Now
on
it's like
top
when the
of their
PGA
shit.
Tour was at Bees, he got stopped by Homeland Security.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what? Now through the years, we've had a lot of fun memories with
And it's coming
Bethpage
back for the
Black,
Riders
and,
Cup.
and it'll be back. Riders Cup is so much fun.
The Riders Cup is going to be awesome, and
Now,
I
when
think
is that?
it'll never come back.
I think.
2024, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Why won't
I
it
don't
come
know if
back?
anything's coming because I think the New York crowd.
Well, this is the second
They're
time it's
very
been there.
vocal. No, not the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, Ryder Cup was there
When?
a couple years ago.
No, they've had
Yeah?
2 FedEx Cups and 3 championships, majors.
Oh, I thought the Ryder Cup was
No,
there.
I thought it was I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was the FedEx Cup. The Ryder Cup is when the
Maybe it was
countries
the
play
FedEx.
the U.S. They've never had that here.
Yeah.
So what happens is the crowd is going to be so rowdy, I think,
Yeah.
and anti the Europeans when it's here.
In golf?
Oh yeah.
It's
Bethpage-
always,
Bethpage
but
is
that's the
rowdy,
thing.
man.
Really?
Most golf places get loud. They're not really that rowdy. Bethpage is known to be a rowdy golf club.
People heckle.
golf
It's
course.
crazy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
People
you-
heckle
like,
and
Look it up. It's
golf.
crazy.
Some golfers love it. Some complain.
I watched zero golf this past weekend, but I heard
Yeah,
It was.
well,
it was. I actually
Tiger
loved
didn't make
watching
it.
the course because you know the course.
It's just right in our
watched the first
backyard,
game.
so it's something that every few
For
years
you,
now.
it's literally.
Now, have you
your
guys
backyard.
played this course?
I've
haven't
never played the black,
course.
but I've
I mean,
played at
I played-
Bethpage every other course.
I played the
I've
yellow,
played-
maybe.
I think I maybe played the yellow also one time, but
I've played the yellow a few times, the red a few times, and the green, the blue. I've never played the black because I know I would get destroyed on it.
it's a pain. You got to walk it.
Yeah, and you got to walk
yeah.
it. Let's be
Unless
real. We
you're
all
John
know who
Daly.
I
I
am.
want to walk.
John Daly was driving around. My other buddy, shout out to JB.
I wanted to see John Daly.
He
so
was
bad.
working the course, and he got a good picture. John Daly was smoking a butt, driving his car, wearing the Yankee pants.
Yeah.
But he said he hit a beautiful shot onto the green with a one-handed backswing and a fucking cigarette butt in his mouth.
I love that guy. If you guys don't know anything about John Daly, look him up.
It's the guy who
He's
smokes
like-
when he plays golf.
But he's
He's-
also a fat fucking
And
drunk.
he
He's
like
an
drinks
alcoholic.
vodkas.
That's awesome.
not
They
as
said he
big
drank
anymore,
13
right?
Diet
He's
Cokes.
He's a real golfer.
Yeah.
Apparently, he drank 13
I heard that,
Diet
yeah, there was,
Cokes
like,
in
an-
round
yeah.
1 or 2, whatever. he
He's
was
like
playing.
if Diesel were a golfer. Like,
Dude,
like
I'm telling you, I golf. I will golf with you.
Are you good? What do you shoot? I want to hear the number.
He's
you say.
not good.
No, not well. I'm not.
No, but I just want to hear what you say. What do you golf? Honest question.
I'll probably like 3 over bogey or something. Like if I do a
Wait. Whoa. 3 over bogey per
If we're just
hole.
go- yeah, if we're just trying to like go for a hole. Yeah.
So you're saying on
I
a
don't
par
always make it to
72,
hole,
1836.
Yeah. I don't always make it to older courses.
That's 50.
Like when I was with
that's
Chris,
a
I was there for like 2
54.
hours and I had a bit. I dipped.
So you're saying you're like a 120 golfer? I don't think you're that. I mean, I'm not that far fetched, but if you played, I would say you got to be in the hundreds, low hundreds.
I don't think he knows
When I
what
play
he
with,
is.
no,
Yeah, I don't think- do you know how good they score
When I
golf?
played- no,
I'm
when I played-
freaking.
When I played with my cousin Pete or whatever, one game I got like 126.
Oh, all right, then
yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry. You know what's funny? I remember there's like 30 episodes of a podcast I did, and it's almost as if that never fucking happened because
It's not like riding a bike,
it's
huh?
not like
You
riding.
ruined all those brain cells.
Oh, it's so bad. I just think
What
about
do you-
the
do you play
pounds of
them?
weed.
What?
I smoke.
Do you play?
Listen, I don't play nowhere
Listen.
nearly as much as I'd like to because it is a kind of an expensive hobby,
expensive,
and I'm
yeah.
not in that position. But I play when I can. I used to play a decent amount.
I'll shoot in the 90s on like a
I
par
am,
72.
if I'm
Okay.
being honest, on a great day, I will shoot in the high 90s.
Oh yeah, that's like on my
You know what?
best day.
On my best
Yeah,
day,
my
I'll
best
shoot in the
day.
high
Like
90s.
what?
Right.
Well, what
Generally
type of course?
speaking, I'm a low hundreds to,
On, like,
it's
a
not that
standard
far
par
fetched to
stuff.
shoot a 110. I'm mostly around 105 to 100.
Yeah. There you
But
go.
on a great day, I can hit the 90s. If I played a lot, maybe, who knows? But I don't. I
You
can't
are
do
a
it.
natural athlete.
I'm good at shit like that, though. If I
I
really
know.
did it a lot,
Because it's not. It's more about focus and repetition and stuff.
I
like
did my
that.
dart
he's very
stats
good
this
at
year for my
focus and
dart
repetition.
league, and I'm fucking top 10 in my division.
Top 10
All right,
dart.
If it wasn't for
The
this
dart,
one team
man.
that's absurd, I'd be in
I'm
the
not
top
that good at
5.
darts.
Yeah.
I go for wings and darts. You know what I mean? Mostly for the wings.
Yeah.
Bro, there's like 5-cent wings at that place in Farmingdale we went to. Or,
I hate wings over
no.
Farmingdale.
No, it wasn't
No,
Farmingdale.
Croxley's.
Wantor.
Oh.
No, I'm thinking about Wantor, where Liam, who took us in, was like
Oh,
5-cent wings. Or
what-
Another
something
friend of the podcast, Liam.
Yeah.
Liam, he's the guy that's supposed to be here.
Yeah, he's the guy who didn't
Yeah,
come
I'm-
here when
I'm-
I was
you know-
shocked when I saw you.
I was shocked that he went on here once and you wanted him on him again.
He's the one who said
didn't
the
even- I didn't
AU
even
pair,
listen.
and he's kind of a wild card that you don't know
you
what's
talked
gonna.
about the-
Oh,
We don't know.
Do you know what an AU pair is?
Yeah, it's the
You know what it's
nannies
called?
from
Yeah, but do you know what it's really called?
an au pair.
Oh,
okay.
thank God.
No, he was the only one who thought that.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
I know, but I was.
I
just,
thought there was like
I
another
was
word
really
out
going to
there.
start judging
we were
Chris's
double
group
checking.
of friends.
Yeah. Everybody's calling them AU pairs.
I was going to say maybe it's a
First
whole
of all,
group
he
thing.
slept with some of them and he still had no idea. He was just like, I don't have
He's just,
Espanol.
and
I've
that's
done
what we
that
were
too.
kind of hoping for a wild card, you know. But
Yeah.
you're apparently just as much.
Well,
of
you're a wild card, too.
I am the wild card.
But everybody, I don't know. Does anybody else have anything to talk about?
I don't.
Bro, I'm going to a
Speechless.
festival in 2 weeks.
Anybody wants to go to the festival?
Wait, are you plugging a festival
plugging a
you're going
festival?
to?
I'm plugging any fan who wants to come and meet me there at Hunter Mountain.
Anybody who
nobody's
wants to
going to-
meet Diesel, the Diesel. When is this
First of
festival?
all, how insane would it be if somebody was on that mountain screaming Diesel? Tell me
They're
that
not
would be
gonna
the
do that.
craziest weekend of your life.
They're not.
I don't know about the craziest weekend of my life, but that would be a
Yeah, that's-
coincidence.
Yeah, that would be.
It would be.
Let's just
Bro,
say.
we're talking about the gas,
Let's
dude.
just say, what's the name
If
of the
that's the
festival?
craziest weekend of your life, you have a lot more living to do.
What's the
We
festival?
get Taste of Country Music Festival.
I don't think anybody I know is going to be
Hunter
there,
Mountain,
but
yeah.
Taste the Country Music
Listen,
Festival. Diesel will be there
hell
next
yeah,
week
on
at
the
Hunter
mountain.
Mountain.
Doing a signing.
If anybody's listening to this podcast and says,
booth in my
I need more of that, meet him.
If you want more of Diesel, he'll be at Hunter
I'll be
Mountain.
in
Wait,
my tent.
heavily intoxicated, high, hopefully
Whatever.
alive.
We're going to get a call from this country festival. We'll be like, can you stop promoting it?
We got freaking we got
Frickin'
stories.
We got freaking
You got
stories.
freaking laser beams, fucking
Coming from
Dr.
my
Evil
eyes,
over
brother.
here.
I got freaking laser beam.
Guys,
No, what was
we're back on YouTube.
Yeah.
Want to plug that?
Oh yeah, we're back on YouTube.
and our website is back, and you can listen to the show right on the website.
AdultBabyShow.com.
You guys got
Yeah,
a website now?
Yeah, we got a
sure
website. We
do.
got an email. You could contact us through the
you
website.
can
I
contact
saw.
us through the website.
We're doing
Who
big
gets
things
the
here at the
emails
Adult
so I know who I
Babies.
can send
All
right
All
to?
three of
We all
us will
get
be
the
able to
email.
read them if we
Oh,
want.
well, I guess I can send memes to all of you.
Well, we on that note, we
Nobody
love
give him the email.
we love feedback on what you want us to talk about.
Shut down
Anything
the
you want to
website.
hear. If Diesel will be quiet, we'll be able to say some
Diesel.
more things.
I forgot what you were like.
But yeah, if you guys want to reach out to us, have any questions, want us to talk about anything, just review us on iTunes. You can listen to us anywhere, and we do appreciate emails.
We
and
appreciate you
reviews.
listening. Diesel,
And if
you,
you made it
make
this
Chick
far-
look like a well-oiled machine. When you're-
Dude, I'm sitting across from a well-oiled machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've become quite the podcaster.
you have.
You have.
All right.
I
Well,
see the oil just slipping off.
there was a lot of oil. There's a lot of oil coming out of both of you. So,
And we
We're
know
happy-
never again to we can't let another person
bop.
smoke weed on here because they just cough out their
Yeah, the
lungs.
coughing's a bit much.
Coughing was a
Maybe
bit
do an
much.
edible. That'd be totally different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
I'll
we
just
know
time
to
it
just,
well.
Right, yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah, time it well.
And
so
then
I'll
we'll just
be
sit you in the
weird.
corner.
So you'll be sleeping
Yeah.
on the fucking show.
We'll put you on the other end of the studio. Either way,
I'll cuddle with my mic.
You can watch.
If you've been listening this long, thank you.
thank you.
We're
Guys,
out.
thanks. We're out.
Peace.